Welcome back, fuckers. Righto, today we're going to run through part two, which is the first turn. And we're going to go through setting up your mission or your campaign so that you've got everything that you need. And we'll go through all the new stuff that they've added in version 2.2.0 from version 2.1.5. So, first of all, we're going to go into the miscellaneous settings here and we're going to go through here. So, this is where you can change your skill level. So, we're going to set everything on excellent for this campaign. Let's make it super hard. So player coalition skill is your AI aircraft and your AI ground units. Set them to excellent. Enemy skill, which will be the enemy aircraft skill, excellent. And then enemy AA and vehicle skill, so all the ground units. Okay, you can set them to whichever one you want. Labels, if you want them, you can have them on. Don't use labels. So come on, don't be that person. If you don't like night missions, you can turn night missions off, so it won't make any night missions for you. Map visibility, again, you got options there. Fog of war, allies only, own aircraft only, map only. We're going to make it for this. We're going to go allies only, just so we can watch our bombs and stuff go in, and we can allow external views. So that's it. Mission generator now. So use supercarrier module. Yes, we're going to use that. Put objective markers on the map. We're going to leave that on. Never delay player flights. We're going to check that just because. And now this one here. So disabling settings below may improve performance, but will impact the overall quality of the experience. So smoke visual effect on the front line. So what that does is when you, God damn you. So on this line here, okay, it's going to, when you open up the mission edit, it's going to have all these smoke effects. So when you spawn in and you fly in towards the front line, you're going to see heaps of smoke signifying where you want to be kind of flying roughly, because that's what smoke is. But it's pretty intensive on your CPU. So if you don't have a great CPU, probably turn that off just to save you a bit of performance there. SAM start in red alert mode, so they will turn on, or they'll be transmitting straight away. They won't turn on until you get, or they will be. I say again, in red alert mode, they are already looking for you straight away. They don't turn on. They don't take a little while to kind of open up their radars and start tracking you. They're already ready to go, waiting for you. Artillery strikes. When there's artillery units, they will do artillery. Moving ground units. You can put that on. If you turn moving ground units off, your troops won't advance and capture points. So leave moving ground units on. Generate infantry squads along vehicles. I turn that off because it's just extra units that don't really matter, like because the ground or the infantry dudes aren't going to shoot at you. Okay, they're just walking along next to the tanks and stuff. So I turn it off, but you can leave it on. AI planes parking start. So that means the AI aircraft will start on the airfields. If you turn it off, they will just spawn in the air. All right, so they'll spawn in the air. They won't actually taxi past you and stuff like that. And that's for the Red 4 aircraft as well. Included destroyed unit carcass. So once you complete a mission, so say you destroy something at this front line, what that will do is it will put a destroyed unit, will spawn a destroyed unit in on the next sortie. So you'll still be able to see the carcasses essentially. So you'll be able to see where stuff was. Again, turn that off if you don't want to have a heap of dead stuff. That it's a nicety but not a necessity. So you can turn that on or off. I'm going to leave that on. Sometimes that's a problem when you have that on, and then if you take a unit out in the middle of a runway, there's going to be a tank or whatever will be still there in the middle of the runway. That's caught us out a couple of times on stream. We nearly crashed into a dead tank when we landed, so keep that in mind. Culling of distant units enable. We're going to turn that on, and 100 kilometers. So one cool thing, which I'll show you right now about the culling of distant units, they've brought in a setting here. So you go to display, come down, and you've got display culling zones now. So you click that, and you can actually see where it's going to spawn in, potential ground threats. Okay, so we know from here we don't have to worry about Bandalengi. Nothing's going to spawn in from Bandalengi. All those units won't be a threat for us at all. So all we got to worry about is in the rings, and you can expand the size there. You can see the size. So it just helps you when you're planning, like, well, how far should I set a flight, etc. We'll make it 140, 140 Ks. That'll do. All right, cheat. You can add, give yourself money, show red ATO. No idea what that is. No idea. You can take money off yourself. All right, and now here, This is new. So we've got Lua plugin. So you got JTAC auto lays. So you can turn that on, and then you can use the JTAC scripting. So that will lays targets for you. And also in where is it? My difficulty. Where is it? Maybe you can't. There's no JTAC smoke anymore. They've taken that out. There's no JTAC smoke. 'Cause it had an option in 2.1.5 to turn JTAC red smoke off, but that seems to be a thing of the past, so you can't do it. JTAC auto lays is going to be on, and you're also going to have red smoke where the JTAC's looking, just to help you spot them. And then this one here is another addition, so Skynet IAD. So we've been doing some stuff on the stream with the new Liberation campaign, and this is pretty damn cool. Okay, so we're going to enable it, and I'll show you how it works when we do our sorties, but a brief overview there is going to be, there it is, use smoke, before I get distracted. What it does is if you're flying in and you're going to do a seed strike, okay, so let's close this for a second. Seed strike on this SA6, okay, Cub launcher. This is an SA6. So you're like, cool, I'm going to go and shoot that thing down. Without IADs on, you can just fly in, launch your harms from way out of its engagement range, and just take care of that thing. No dramas at all. Okay, not a real problem when you've got Hornets with harms and Vipers with harms. But with the IADs, what they do is if they detect a missile coming at them, and this is all done by scripting, I don't know, it's all flash, smoke and mirror shit, but if you fire a harm at these guys, they're going to turn off their radar, okay? And then your harm is going to lose the signature and it's going to miss. And I was doing a sortie just today, actually, where I was trying to take an SA-11 and I fired 4 harms at the SA-11 and it turned its radar off and all my harms missed. So then I was like, all right, fine, I'll gun you. So I tried to gun the radar, the track radar for the SA-11 with my gun. Couldn't do any damage to it because it's armored. So I was like, all right, well, I guess I've got to go back and RTB and rearm. So as I was flying away, the bastard turned its radar back on and started shooting at me again, and I nearly died. So it is cool. So you've got to really think about, you can't just lob harms in and just turn cold and forget about it. You need to keep their radars on because otherwise they're going to turn them off and all your harms are going to miss. I mean, the whole point is to get the radars to turn off, but you want to destroy them as well. So that's a cool little feature. What else we got here? So lure plugin options, JTAC, there's the option there, use smoke or not. Okay, we'll turn smoke off. And then you got create IADs for red, create IADs for blue, include red IADs in radio menu, and include blue IADs in radio menu. So leave those on. This one here, generate debug information. Don't turn them on because it just puts this big ass on your, when you're flying, just puts all this text on your screen. You can't see pretty much your whole left side, sorry, your right side of the aircraft because it's just spamming stuff. So leave those off for now. Just use the other ones. Okay, just turn those on, and that's it. That's pretty much all that stuff taken care of. New things here. So we've got ground units, so you can display enemy threat rings, enemy, we've got other options here, hide flight plans and all the rest. So it just gives you more visual. So we're going to set up our first turn. So we're going to buy on the aircraft carrier. We're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4 Hornets for now. On the Tarawa, we'll get 3, 4 Harriers. And then we'll make, what do we got? Bender Bass has got 50. How far have you got? 22. All right, so we'll go to Bender because it's got more car spots, parking spots. So we've also got here, we can buy B-1 bombers, B-52 bombers, F-117 Nighthawks, so the stealth bomber. You can buy them, they're AI, but you can buy them to bomb stuff for you if you want, if there's no threats. So they've been added. So we're going to buy a couple of A-10s because we're going to use them. We're going to buy some F-15s for cap, some F-16s for cap and strike. And that, I think, will do us there. What about 248 mil? All right, so now we're going to, what one are we going to push for first? I think we're going to go left here. Okay, so we're going to get some ground units now, ground forces. We're going to leave these on defensive, And let's just buy a couple of things here. So we're going to go a couple of tanks. Buy a couple of these. So we're going to have 211 million coming in on the next turn. So we're just going to buy a few here. So your ground forces HQ, this is what's going to be on the front line. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 6 million, 2, 3. So they're going to be fighting here. All right. And you can see what these guys have got. So base defenses is what's physically on the base. And I'll go through setting up your first missions in the next video. And then your intel, you've got their cap, CAS, and then frontline units. So they've got a lot of stuff on the front line there fighting for this. So this is where we're going to push. We're going to push for La Air Base first. La Air Base, and then we'll go down to Bandar Lengi, take that out, and then that should give us the south of Iran, and then we'll just start working our way up towards the north. That's what we're going to go for. All right, so that is pretty much, we've spent all of our money. We've got 0 million left. We're going to go past turn, all right, to get all of our ground units fitted or delivered to our units or our bases. And here we go. So we're going to save it. Always save. And now we can confirm that we've got on the, no, we didn't buy any Havajara. We've got 2 A10s, 5 F15s, 5 F16s. All right, we've got all that stuff there that we bought. Ground forces, they've been reinforced. Base defenses. Okay, you can see what we've got there. We've got no... Oh, we've got SAM sites though. We do have SAM sites. Patriot, Wook, 2 Ali Burks, another 2 Perry class. So we got some coverage there, so we can use that to our advantage. All right, guys. So I hope that explained a few things. There's a couple of changes as I went through. And then the next one, we're going to go through setting up your first flight, which is going to be using packages and adding flights. So this is different to how it was before as well. So I hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure you hit the like button. And thanks heaps for writing in the comments on the last one. I appreciate everyone's input saying, yep, they'd like to see a mission or a campaign single player. So we'll have a crack at that, see how we go. And yeah, thank you for that. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, it'd be great if you did. So last I checked, we're just cracked 460 subscribers. So let's keep pushing on, see if we can get to 500. This is going crazy. And lastly but not least, I do stream on Twitch at 1300 Australian Western Standard Time. So Monday to Friday. So if you haven't already, come on by, say good day, hit the follow button there, and you'll get notified when I'm live. And if you've got any questions, you can ask live on stream. We'll do our best to nut it out and help you out. Righto, guys. Hope that helped. Catches on the next one.